Hello, good evening. I finally got a chance to watch Medicine all the way through. I even talked to Dr. Heavenly yesterday. Yes, I'm on there. I asked a couple questions, and look, I'll show you. I thought I put the picture in there, but maybe I didn't. But yeah, I asked a couple questions to see. We were on our Patreon, so we talked about some of the things on the show. So let's get started here. First of all, I think Married to Medicine, I would give the first episode a thumbs up. And I would say a 10 out of a 10. Very good show. So we're going to start off. We're going to first start back. Let's go back to how we got to where we are. At the reunion, they had Quad going around apologizing to everyone. Then also they had Simone had mentioned some things about Quad's incident that had happened at her house, which is now this stuff is carried forward to this. They worked things out, but then Quad got in her feelings because she was in the social media comments. So that's kind of how her and Simone are kind of not really meshing yet. And then, so Dr. Simone and her husband are going to be planning what is called the Whitnik, is paying homage to the Freaknik. And the Freaknik is something that started in the late 80s with the college students down there. They said it's Spelman and Morehouse. Didn't know that. When Freaknik was in, first time I heard of it when I was in military, and that was in 1991 is when I first time I heard of it. And didn't know what it was, but I met some people from Atlanta and they spoke about Freaknik. And so by the time I got out of the military in 93 is when I heard more about it. But I never got a chance to go down there, but I've heard stories and it seemed like, that was a nice party thing. So it started out that the students that could not go home for spring break or could not afford to go home, they decided to have a party there. So they had a nice wholesome party that in the long run became something else. But boy, I wish we can go back to the 90s. It was a good time. Okay. So first it starts out, you see Dr. Jackie in her office with her patients. Dr. Heavenly always say that Dr. Jackie is who puts the medicine, she's the medicine to married with medicine, or married to medicine, sorry. So she was in with a patient, and that's pretty much it. Dr. Jackie wasn't really in this episode that much. So then you have Phaedra next. She's in the car with her son. I don't know which one. It looked like it was the younger one. Don't give me that. One thing, the president. Is the other one named the prince? I don't know. Their names. Aiden and God, I forgot their names. And I'm only remembering their names from Housewife. Aiden and I don't know, Paula Jr. Who knows? I don't know. No slight to Phaedra at all. But she's in the car talking with her son about Tokyo and something about clean behinds. I didn't catch it really, but cute little conversation. So then we have Toya and Eugene. And evidently they must have just got done doing the horizontal shuffle there. And she asked her husband, or Eugene, Toy asked Dr. Eugene, was he hungry? And he goes, I've already ate, or whatever. He ain't hungry because he already ate. And they kind of laugh about it. They're being real cute like that. So then next we have Cecil and Dr. Simone, and they're planning their 35th college reunion, and they're going to name it the Whitnik. which is they graduated in 1989. And Cecil was asking Dr. Simone who all she invited, and she said, only the people I talked to. So, he goes on asking she's invite Quad. No, she did not invite Quad. So then you see Dr. Heavenly arriving at Quad's house, and Dr. Heavenly is in her scrubs because she made that known on her YouTube live yesterday that she was in her scrubs. She had just gotten off work. So she goes over there to Quad's house to bring her flowers and drops the goddamn on vase in the driveway. And so she broke the vase and she told Quad, don't worry about it. When she got to the door, don't worry about it. I'll clean it up. So then she went on to continue apologizing to Quad of what happened last season. And she said she had time to reflect and think about it and that she really didn't deserve that. But, she was mad about how Quad played her with Phaedra. And she's like, let's see how that works out for you. So let me go ahead. I'm trying to read my little notes over here. Dr. Heavenly had also mentioned that when she went over to Quad's house, she had scheduled for her to have a private masseuse. So a masseuse came over there and massaged her. And Dr. Heavenly said she was rummaging through Quad's dressers. And she found some things to laugh at. I'll just leave it that way. And so then we have, I think I'm skipping around, but before that, we had, I think I'm skipping around here, but I can't remember. There should have been Sweet Tea and Dr. G. And they were talking about they were working on getting pregnant. And so she goes over, she doesn't know how to swim. So they're in the car, so they're driving over to Phaedra's house. And she's going over there because she doesn't know how to swim and to get swimming lessons from Phaedra and her son. So, and listening to someone else on their live, they were a bit surprised that people in the military, that they don't teach you how to swim. And I'm here to tell you, I was in the Army and I don't know how to swim. I'm not scared of water, but I just never learned the hand, foot, or arm, foot, or whatever coordination to get it to go. Right. So that was that. It looks like Sweet Tea is scared of water because she didn't like it being in her face. She kept doing all that. That doesn't bother me. It's just that I just never could figure out this. And so as they are there at Phaedra's house, Phaedra comes out in all her little swim get up, and she lets it be known that she used to be like a lifeguard, I think, at the college or something to that effect. As Phaedra came out there with them big old thick thunder thighs, I said, look at her. Go ahead, Phaedra, with all them yams. So she come out there, and so they, after she, did they show Phaedra in the water? Because I really don't remember. But maybe they did. But I know that Dr. G was coaching from the side while he sat up in the chair and telling her, yes, she was in the water. Yes, she was. Telling Sweet Tea to remember you do have a life jacket on, so you're not going to drown. But she was looking like she was a little nervous in that water, okay? So after she gets, Phaedra gets out of the water and she goes over and she talks with Dr. G. And she had asked him about the incident with him and Heavenly, Dr. Heavenly. And basically, what Dr. Heavenly had wrote on social media about Dr. G, I guess, I'm not going to say I guess, it wasn't right, okay? So she kind of hit way below the belt. But then Phaedra said that Dr. Heavenly should be held accountable. When was Phaedra held accountable for saying anything she said about Candy? I don't think she ever was. I don't think no one ever held her accountable. She just couldn't film any longer on Raw until Candy left. I.e. Candy is gone and Phaedra is back. So she said she needed to be held accountable or whatever. And usually when people try to hold her accountable, she said that Heavenly acts like a big baby and throws a tantrum. She's been Heavenly is a mean girl. And I think Heavenly likes to, what is the word I'm looking for? Haze the new ladies. I believe she do. But I don't think she's truly a mean girl because it seems like she tries to do stuff, but to me it lands funny. It's not really that serious, but I guess if you don't know how to take it, then yeah. So let's go back here. So then we have Cecil and Dr. Simone. They go over to Dr. Heavenly's and Damon's house to have dinner. So they're having dinner over there, and they're talking. That Dr. Heavenly had a hibachi, I think it's the right person, come in, and they had a nice meal outside. It was real fancy dancy, but he did some tricks. He even threw something in Dr. Damon's mouth. But yeah, so some kind of hibachi. I don't like that kind of food, but it's kind of hibachi thing they had outside, and it was really, really nice how they had it set up. So Cecil, being his messy self this season, he in his messy bag. He goes into the conversation and asks Dr. Damon, do he know what was going on between Sweet Tea and Dr. Heavenly? And so Dr. Heavenly was like, well, if you F with my man, I'm going to F with your man, basically. So she was not caring about Sweet Tea. And I also learned on the live yesterday, Dr. Heavenly won't mention Sweet Tea's name at all. So she totally don't F with her at all. So whatever happened on that girls trip in the next couple of episodes has caused whatever else is going on between the two of them. So I'm just reading my notes here. So, but before they go over there, okay, hold on. But actually, before they go over to eat, sorry, I'm reading the wrong part. But actually, before they went over to Dr. Heavenly's house, Cecil did ask Simone, why can't she and Quad get it together? Why are they not speaking or whatever? He said, but when you and Dr. Heavenly fall out, y'all seem to get right back. And she was just letting them know that the relationship she has with Quad is superficial, and the one that she has with Heavenly is for real. She said she invites me to her house, I invite her to mine, talking about Dr. Heavenly. And, I've seen them on live together going out to lunch and everything else. So I don't know if it's the fact that Miss Quad don't hang with the girls outside of the season really. But I've seen her this season, or after the season, hang out with Dr. Heavenly. So who knows? So, but basically when Dr. Heavenly did go over to Quad House, they did discuss the fact about Dr. Simone and how Quad was thinking that Dr. Simone may think that Quad needs to come to her, but Quad is looking for an apology from Dr. Simone. And I kind of feel the way Dr. Simone feels about it. I mean, she did apologize. And she said they were good after the fact, but once the reunion had aired, Quad got down in the comment section and then got in her feelings, and then listening to people that she don't even know versus a person she know for real. So, Dr. Simone was not feeling it and not having it. Not having it. So, what else did they do here? So, like I said, so getting back to the fact where Dr. Simone and her husband, Cecil, were over to Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Damon's house. So they talked about sweet tea. And they also, then Dr. Heavenly said she done with it. She through. And, basically she good. And then she asked Dr. Simone that, well, she didn't ask, she told Dr. Simone, I feel you need to apologize to Quad. And Dr. Simone agreed, but then she also said she didn't understand why Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly went over there so quickly to apologize to Quad. She said, she know the people on social media was in the comments, and they was riding her hard. She said maybe they folded, but she has not, because she really don't give a F, and that's how she feels about everything. And she's sticking to her guns. So she admits that she probably should apologize, but I don't think she really feels like she should again when she's already done it before. So we as they are they plan the Whitnik, and so the ladies are all out trying to figure out what outfits to wear. So you have a scene where Toya and Phaedra are together trying to figure out outfits, and Phaedra picks out a white wife beater t-shirt and some hoochie shorts and some tall boots. And she said, because she was, so demure and a Christian woman, she wasn't able to go to the Freaknik. But she said most of the people at the Freaknik at that time was broke, so all they could afford is t-shirts. Now, I'm a year older than Phaedra, and I don't remember fashion from the time. Maybe they wore things differently. I know Daisy Dukes were in, but I really felt like what Phaedra was going to wear is what she wear now. She didn't do nothing different. Only when she had the lollipop kind of hair, but she didn't do anything different to me. So then you have a scene where Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie are trying on wigs, and I thought it was funny.
Lady work at the cafeteria, the lunchroom. No, she drive a bus. It's a lady work at the cafeteria, the lunchroom. No, she drive a bus.
So they decide, okay, well, we're gonna, everybody's gonna find what they're gonna wear and everything. So then you have them all get ready to pull up at the Whitnik. And what is amazing about the Whitnik is everybody comes in their late 80s, 90s gear, but they roll in the lowriders, which is paying homage to where Dr. Simone husband Cecil is from. And so this is how most of them came rolling in. Let's see if I can pull up the video real quick. Oh my gee whiz. I thought I had most of the stuff set up. Did I not? I thought I did. Well, I guess I did not. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? This is a video. I thought I had it in clips. Okay, let's share the screen. I'll show you. Just give me 1 second here. Yeah, so they all came in their 90s get up. And then what production did was made it gave them all like 90s rap names, which was kind of funny, you know. So these are the type of cars that they came in with. Let me share my screen. Okay. So those are the so that's what they came in rolling in. So each of them came in those type of vehicles. Hold on one second here. Yeah, so they all came in those kind of vehicles, which I thought that was real cute. And you see the big signs that says Whitnik. Okay. So as they arrived, each of them came in their nice little get-ups. Let me show you these. So here are some of the looks, okay? So we'll go here to the looks. So once they get to, so you have Dr. Heavenly, who's in the car with Dr. Heavenly? Well, it must be Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Jackie, Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Jackie, and then there's Curtis and Dr. Damon. And Dr. Heavenly, of course, is driving. And let's see here. But one of the things that they kind of flash back and they talk about when Cecil, he is talking about the Freaknik, and he was talking about when he actually got to the Freaknik when he was in college. He was driving the Honda XL, and I'm like, oh, that was my first car. So then you have, so when Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie, they arrived together. Dr. Heavenly arrived looking like Babs, and her rap name was Dr. Heavenly Licious, and Dr. Jackie is just Dr. Jackie. And then they had Curtis' name as A Tribe Called Curtis, and then they had Dr. David as Run DM. No, they didn't give him one. Hold on. They had they had Cecil's name is Run DM Cecil, and they had Dr. Simone as De La Simone. And who else we had? They had Phaedra as Sultan Phaedra, Toya as Tony Toya, and there was Dr. Eugene was LL Cool Gene, and Dr. G was G's up, Hoes down. And then they had Sweet Tea as Queen Latisha. Okay, so those are the names that they gave them. Let's go back and hide some of this stuff now. And I'll take that off of there. So yeah, they gave those names for that. So so you had Dr. Simone and Dr. Simone and her husband arrived. And then after that, you had Dr. Contessa rolls in with Sweet Tea and Dr. G. So Dr. Contessa and her husband Scott and Sweet Tea and Dr. G. And what's weird is because most people would think, why is Sweet Tea and Dr. Contessa hanging out together? I think they are trauma bonding. And they're trauma bonding over Dr. Heavenly. So we don't like her, so we about to hang out together. Because Dr. Heavenly said they really don't know each other than the fact that, Dr. G knows Dr. Metcalf. So as we get through that, when Dr. Contessa arrives, everybody looking all crazy now. I wanted to know, who is Phaedra looking at like this? So it's either Dr. Contessa, which I don't think so. We'll see here. So when Dr. Contessa arrives, Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Heavenly has said Sweet Tea and Dr. Contessa may take turns whipping her ass because they're trying to trauma bonding. And when Contessa goes over, Dr. Contessa goes over and speaks to everyone. And she was speaking and giving hugs. She kind of came by Dr. Heavenly. So they both hugged and spoke to each other. But in the confessional, she's like, why was Dr. Heavenly hugging me? We're not even friends. We're like enemies. And Dr. Heavenly said they had been at events together. She said she had talked to her before. It's like they're friends, but they've been cordial around each other. So she said, I don't know if she did that for TV. But then she said in her live yesterday that Dr. Contessa really wanted her job back because she was working hard, trying to be in all the scenes and talking a lot. So I also asked Dr. Heavenly in the her live yesterday, how long did it take to film the Whitnik? And she said they got there probably about 3 or 4. And they probably filmed for about 4 hours at least, because it was dark. So I don't know what time it gets dark there in the summer, but it's dark by the time Claude arrived anyways. So Dr. Heavenly at the reason why I asked, because by the time Dr. Contessa will get there, and as the time kind of goes along, Dr. Heavenly looked like she about 4 sheets in the wind. So it looks like she did have that Coke 45. And it was funny because they had different drinks named after, different names for the Freaknik drinks or the Whitnik drinks. And one was called Eat My Peach. Oh, goodness, I can't remember what the other one. It was some, little funny names. So she had what was the Coke 45 earlier. And whatever it was mixed up. And even Dr. Jackie's husband had what was like a suicide that had all of the drinks mixed together in there. So they had all that. So after all that, then they had Dr. Scott Metcalf gets on stage and started rapping. Yeah, I don't know why, but he got there and started rapping. I guess somebody must have said he could rap or whatever. And it was horrible. He is a medical doctor. He's been blessed with the knowledge to be one, and he should not be rapping. Let the rapping say the rappers. And this is how Dr. Contessa and her husband look. So he got up and he rapped, and I think he said he had a single or something out. So I guess he's trying to fit, he's probably going to midlife crisis right now. And he wants to be that rapper that he never got to be. So that's them there. So let's go on here. So as the time goes on, and Quad finally arrives. And when Quad comes in with this late entrance, but as she's coming in, Dr. Simone is making her announcement, thanking people for coming. And as you tell production had that set up, Quad comes in there way late because it's dark outside when she arrives. And Dr. Heavenly goes to Quad. She go, bitch, you late, but you on time. And then, of course, Dr. Simone says, there's somebody not invited. Okay, she said it on the microphone too. And Dr. Cecil Dr. Cecil. And Cecil go, well, what happened was he invited Quad. And what he wanted to is mend Quad and Dr. Simone's relationship. And he said, even though he might have to sleep on the couch. I'm like, because she even called him, because he was speaking up for Quad earlier at Dr. Heavenly's house, and she called him Quad's representative. So, he likes Quad, and he likes their friendship. So there was a lady, Quad comes over and was talking. I guess she had a friend with her, and Dr. Heavenly tell her husband not to look at that lady. So later on, Sweet Tea approaches Dr. Damon. And she goes over there to say that she really never insinuated that he cheated on her and got just saying all this stuff, which I kind of feel like any issue that her and Dr. Heavenly is having, that it should remain with them. And if she wanted her husband to speak with Dr. Damon, then let the men speak. But for her to come over there and want to say something to him, it just wouldn't sit right, because had she got smart or whatever, and if he would have handled, if things could get differently, you don't want the men arguing because they feel like, oh, you slighted my wife or something. But Dr. G comes over, he's like, oh, so we all getting along. But then you got Dr. Heavenly. And one thing you ain't gonna be coming around her man. Where's she at now? Dr. Heavenly. She's like, don't come around my man, honey, because you come around my man. So here it goes here.
Hey, Damon.
Oh, no.
Damon. Where's my man?
Hey, Damon, can I talk to you real quick? This is what's been going on, okay? Your wife has made very disparaging, nasty comments to me.
Hey, Damon.
I never said that you directly cheated on Heavenly. I never said that. I don't think that you're a bad guy. I'm just saying she ran her mouth so much.
Everybody's talking.
She ran her mouth so much to the point that I said that I repeated something that she told me.
I wouldn't hold it against you.
Right.
What bothered me was, you know me. You know my spirit. Your wife doesn't know me. She could say stuff because she could perceive me whatever way, but you know me because we hung out.
I was pretty upset when I spoke to Greg in New York about the things that his wife said.
Do I think that you cheated?
I don't know.
You hesitated like you don't know me.
I know he knows my character. All I wanted him to do was say, yeah, you're a good guy. Everyone that knows you says that. I haven't heard anything. I didn't want validation. I wanted validation of our friendship.
When you charged me with something that my wife had said, it was unusual.
What would I do? Would I say something to her? No.
I don't really know what I'm talking with, so without me.
Hello, Heavenly.
How are you?
No, I'm trying to be all right.
That's good. I'm trying to be all right as well.
Go ahead, who we talking?
I mean, there have been some harsh things that have come from your wife.
It's been harsh things coming from your wife. You act like you don't see it.
You got a problem with what Heavenly says, come to me.
But he never said anything bad about you.
He said he was a
I've never said. You said what? He never said that. He never said that.
No, you said that.
I never said.
Get out of my face.
What I said was.
What I really is. I don't like how you talking to me. Watch your wife.
What?
Bring your mama, have her talk to me. Hey, your mama talk to me. Your wife is saying some
You started it on your Instagram. If she say one more disrespectful thing, I'm giving her a cease and desist.
Somebody get this bitch off me.
The bitch be lying. Turn me loose.
No.
I'm a foot up her ass. But here we go again. This is a mess. You want a drink? We need to turn down tonic. Water.
Isn't your behavior that got Freaknik canceled? This is it right here.
We gotta cancel this. Where's Mary Campbell?
Yeah.
This might not be.
Well, so we all want to know when Dr. Hampton said, get this bitch up off of me. Like, what happened? Because the next episode is probably going to start off right there because that's the end of that. And she said what happened between her and Sweet Tea happened on one of the trips. I imagine it was a girls' trip or something. But I know I probably skipped around a lot, but I kept trying to give you the gist of it. But it was a good episode. I mean, hands down, I think Married to Medicine probably one of the best ensemble shows out there. And what I like about it, because these women all have jobs, so their jobs are not just to, hang around and be bosses. I mean, or act or pretend. And Dr. Heavenly had a few words about some of those things. And I think I just want to say a couple of things that Dr. Heavenly has said. And let me get to it. So Dr. Heavenly on her live last night, she spoke about some things that pertain to Phaedra. And what she had said was Phaedra was thinking that she looks better than all the women on the show. And Dr. Heavenly was like, and that the women on the show needed to step their game up when it came to dressing. And Dr. Heavenly was like, well, this is a reality show and it's supposed to be showing our real reality. And we work and we're doctors. And that's why I made it a point to say that that Dr. Heavenly, when she arrived at Quad's house, she had just gotten off work and she had on her scrubs. Well, so she was saying that she don't have to be done up all the time. She said, but looking at Phaedra's confessional picture, she had it up. She said, now this makes you want to dress. She said, because, her hair be laid and everything. She said, she's going to try to do better and have her hair and things done. But she said she's never seen Phaedra undone. She said Phaedra is always put together. Her hair and makeup is always done. A lot of them, if they're working or whatever, they're not going to have their full glam on. So she said, so she wanted to know, she posed a question. She said that when Phaedra was when she was married to Apollo, did she look like that or dress like that? And, we're all in the chat. No, she didn't look like this. She didn't. Some people said she's trying to step her game up a little bit when Kenya got on the show. Now, I will say that Phaedra always would, when they go on them trips, Phaedra would have on that hoochie mama stuff. And that's what I used to love. I said, look at Phaedra. She going to give me the hooch. So she would be the Southern Belle and then have on the hoochie stuff. So that hoochie was always in her. But I think far as the looks going on, I think when we all approached 50, we tried to put our best foot forward. I done gained back some of my little winter weight. So hopefully I can get this off before the summer next year. But they, she was turning 50 and I think she turned it all the way up because, Phaedra looks nice. And that's what Dr. Heavenly was saying. She looks very nice. She's, I can't take that away from her. But a couple of things she mentioned how, like, when they did go on the couples trip, Phaedra had on the hoochie and she had on a thong bikini and, all the women's husbands were there. And she was just saying that Phaedra is very sensitive about some of the things you say. And it would be things you wouldn't even think that she'd be sensitive about. But if you call her a hoe, she'd say, oh, she'd be like, hey. She's like, she said, but what she was trying to, I guess, make known is that, hey, that we are supposed to be showing our real lives. And for the most part, most of them work. So she was saying, and Phaedra does have her practice and she do have all these other things that she do. But she really was stating, or seemed to be stating, that Phaedra's work is bravo, So she's going to have that, her look going all the time. And so she said, I'm going to do better. I'm going to have my hair done. I think they call her, she said they call her the hair assassin or something. Because when she get her hair done, her hair would be messed up right after the fact. Not, don't have to be up long for she get it messed up. And also, she said, plus, if she wanted to wear 10 coats of makeup, shade the Phaedra. They all would be giving face. She said, because Phaedra don't look no better than nobody else on the show, basically, and she, I done seen all these women without makeup on. So, she only call us, she said, everybody about look the same. So that is that. I will show you a couple of the looks that they had, if I can find them now. Lord have mercy. Did I get rid of them? Look, I'm just learning how to work this thing really good. So the more I do it, the better I get at it. Well, I guess I must. Oh, I thought I would have stayed on there. Those the videos. And these are. That's weird. Well, honey, I don't even see what I did. I didn't thought I erased them, but honey, I'm not gonna have y'all see here. Okay, so here we go. So here are some of the looks. So we have Phaedra. So, and then Phaedra also has said that housewives, they have more fun. But then, Toya had to put this up. And she made a post stating, like you said, that housewives have more fun, but, look at you partying over here. And she up here hunt. Looked like she with that twerking on Toya. So they had a good time. You could see Simone and Cecil back there. Also, some of the people that was kind of had a guest appearance that I noticed on the show was T.S. Madison was on there. And I thought, oh, look at that. Yeah, T.S. Madison, that's one of Dr. Heavenly's friends. And here, let's see. And, and I think Jackie must have said something to, Dr. Jackie said something to Phaedra. You see me look at Phaedra got on, honey. And about her booty or something. She said, all right, booty. And that's what Dr. Heavenly said. She knows that that Phaedra has what word did she use? Did she use pretty or nice butt or something like that? She said, because she didn't seen it enough, honey. And that's when she goes over to explain how Phaedra had what she had wore on the trip. So like I said, all in all, I'll give it the thumbs up. I would give it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, you guys ought to tune in. Dr. Heavenly goes live on Monday evenings on YouTube. Then she goes live behind the paywall on Patreon. And you can hear some of the behind the scenes thing, but she also mentioned on something else that let's see here about Dr. G being now things is allegedly, but how he was being very disrespectful. And I guess he was getting upset at all the praises that Quad was given to King. And that's when we see the one scene where they're going off on each other and about to fight. And from what I understand, there were charges pressed. So charges pressed, and someone was no longer able to be filming on the show. So I got a little head of everything, but that's what happened. Let's see here. I think I'm getting all the things out that need to be getting out. So yeah, tune in to Married to Medicine, and I'll go live again next weekend. Try to recap everything. I have everything written down and probably sitting up so I don't have to be looking over to the side like, oh God, what's up there? But all in all, I thought it was good. Cecil was putting in the work. He was being messy. I said, Cecil must have been promised a check. Or the men, I asked Dr. Heavenly that. She said, the men do not get paid at all. But I said, he's going to make sure that Dr. Simone get that check, honey. Because he was in it. He was clocking it. He was doing, he was working. And Dr. Heavenly said, the strange thing this season is that the men get into it more than the women. And who knows? I think we're going to be in for a ride. And I'm hoping, if everything pans out, because also, I don't even think I even had any pictures of it, but Sweet Tea, I thought looked really cute for the Freaknik, Whitnik thing. But only thing you could tell the age difference with everybody. Because she came in and she was twerking in the car, or trying to twerk, and she had on little shorts. Most women of a certain age, and you got your husband sitting right there. You ain't about to be doing a hand butt up, especially for the camp. But she did. But I said, oh, Sweet Tea probably was not even born then. When we go back to 1989 with the Sweet Tea, and she's not even 35 yet. So, that was pretty much it. Also, Dr. Heavily, when she told her to get this, before she told her to get this bitch off of me, she did tell her, have your mama come and talk to me. Now, Sweet Tea's mom tried to fight Dr. Heavily at the reunion, or wanted to fight. Not gonna say tried, but she wanted to fight. She came there ready in jeans and a hoodie or whatever, sweatshirt, whatever, ready to fight. And that's one of the reasons why Dr. Heavenly says she is not fooling with Sweet Tea. She said because Sweet Tea has nothing to lose and she gets too sensitive and does not know how to use her words. She says she can go back and forth with Dr. Contessa, because Dr. Contessa and her, they both are doctors. So they're going to throw the shade and whatever. She said, but Sweet Tea can't take it. And even last year, Phaedra had called Dr. Heavenly and told her to quit going in on the girl because the girl was crying that night. Well, Phaedra lies a lot, allegedly. She's a lawyer. So I don't know if it was true or not, but that's what she told Dr. Heavenly. So, and Dr. Heavenly was like, if she's going to come in hard, because I don't really know how their spat actually started other than the fact that, she didn't, I'm trying to think, she made it so Dr. Heavenly couldn't get in the wedding. I guess because she didn't like what Dr. Heavenly was saying at the bachelorette party. That's what that was. But she sat there and got drunk while they were out to eat and started spilling her guts to Dr. Heavenly. And she was saying that because that's what she said, Dr. Heavenly had gotten her drunk. Dr. Heavenly was drinking water, and she decided to drink whatever she was drinking and then start running her mouth about her relationship. So who knows? Hopefully this year, we know it's going to get real bad, because whatever happened on that trip made Dr. Heavenly go live and made Sweet Tea go to church the next day. Or not even the next day, but whenever she was able to go to church, because she filmed her live one time coming from church. And when Dr. Heavenly had got back on her live, she looked like she was wore out, like something that happened that never has happened before on the show. So it had to be more than a fight, because we seen Mariah and Toya get in the fight, and Mama Lucy was hitting Toya with the purse. That was in season 1. So I don't know what it could have been, but whatever it was, it must have been very dark, whatever happened. So like I said, I am looking forward to episode 2 next Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think that was pretty much it. I think so. So please, when you catch this on when you watch it again on the rewind, please like, share, and subscribe. And I think I'm going to try to have a date I'm going to go definitely do it. I reviewed it already once, but I didn't get a chance to see the whole thing. I was too busy playing doing everything, but I don't think next week, I don't know if I might be doing a live next week in our group. I do have a Married to Medicine group on Facebook, and it's Married to Medicine, all together in one word. So the 2 is not T-O, it's a number 2, sorry. So it's Married, number 2, Medicine. It's a group, it's let's see, there's like 18,800 of us in this group. And it's where we sit there and we discuss some of the things that's going on in the show with cast, with the former cast and current cast. And what I thought was cute, Dr. Alicia did a green screen on Sunday too, on her own thing, just basically letting them know that she's supporting them, even though she's not on the show. So I think that's it. I'm going to leave it with Phaedra. And now we know what Phaedra was looking like that. She was looking like that because of Dr. Heavenly. I was wondering, because I'm like, it can't be the look for Quad or Contessa. So that was Dr. Heavenly. Someone probably said, getting this bitch off of me. Or something about your mama. But you know, Dr. Heavenly at that time looked like she done had a couple drinks. So I'm going to end this live stream. Like I said, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you next time. Good night.